Tyson scores for Moore, scores for Rangers. Nacho Lobo with one kick of the ball to take Rangers to Manchester. Rangers are coming! The Scots are heading for Manchester, and you know what? Manchester may not be big enough.
Remember, it's all about the Rangers.
Well, hello, good evening and welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Fox, here on the panel this evening is the one and only Bridge and the legend that is fast becoming Ibrox Loyal. How are we doing, boys?
Evening, gentlemen.
Well, can I say a big good evening to the boys in the panel and a huge good evening to the guys in the lobby and to all the Rangers fans all over the world. Good evening and welcome to Rangers Radio.
How are we doing, Ibrox? How was you?
Doing very well, mate, doing very well. A result yesterday, which I'm sure we're all pleased about. We'll speak about that throughout the show, but absolutely delighted with our win, mate, absolutely delighted.
All right, can I first of all start the show off on a good note, Bridgeman, and send my congratulations from all here at Rangers Radio, a Duke who became a great-grandfather on Friday, Bridge.
Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant, yes. I was speaking to Duke and Saturday.
He's only 37.
I did say that to him. You're rather young to be even a grandfather, I mean a great-grandfather. But I was told quite categorically, oh boy, what a man. Brilliant.
So
well
congratulations, and I hope everything, baby and mother are doing well, and all the best for everybody here at Rangers Radio. Eh?
Yeah.
What about the other announcement? No announcement. No congratulations, the Royals. No.
Oh, we were going to do that later on, Bridge. But
right,
carry on.
Cool.
We don't know the name of the baby yet, but fifth. What is that? Fifth and fourth in line. Fifth in line.
Fifth in line.
The throne. The new baby born a day. Aye.
Yeah, baby boy.
Congratulations to them.
But a history, I suppose that's the first male heir. It's been the obviously Charlotte's still above her. That's the first time that's happened ever in history. Yeah.
In modern times, it's going to be quite awkward if it gets that far. But I think it'll be all right. I think Georgie Boy will take over there, no problem.
It was quite in and out in the day. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know how things have changed. Another story I've been brought to my attention is you were seen with a certain newspaper in your hand on Sunday, I believe, Mr. Bridgman.
Oh, I'll tell you what it was.
That's what I've been told.
No, come on. You can't say it. Listen, I got Skipper.
No names.
No, I'm just saying, he texted me to say I met him at the bistro a couple of weeks ago, and he was showing me the book he had, which was a Rangers trip to Russia in 1962.
Is that the one with Jeff? With the new one with Jeff Holmes or an old one? The
No,
original?
brand new.
All right, so, that's the one with Jeff Holmes. Okay.
I says to him, well, Giesel in it, and he says, I'll Giesel in it. I says, give me the new, I'll take it home. But he wouldn't let me do that. He hadn't read it yet. So he texted me, said, I'll bring it Sunday, and you can take it home with you. So I said, great. So I've been dying to get my hands on it, I got a wee read it. And what does he hand me? He said, I've got a message for you here. And he handed me the Sun.
Well, what can I say, Bridge, mate? I went down the through the date and I got you a nice frame for it, so it's on its way, you know.
The headlines on it were Freddie Starrett, my hamster, were they, Freddie? I'm disappointed, and I thought Skipper was more a sort of Sunday sport man.
He claimed it was mine. By the way, they claimed the paper was mine.
He's a good judge. Once again, congratulations to William and Kate, and also congratulations to our Duke. I hope everything's well in Duke's household. Bridge.
Absolutely.
All right,
Crooks Ranger, by the way, just to let you know, I'll give you a wee news update as well. Crooks Ranger was telling us that he's got a new girlfriend, or he's got a girlfriend, let's put it that way.
All right,
I didn't know this. I didn't know. Just in case he wanted to know, you know.
Poor Crooks, you know what I mean? He's told you that in confidence. He's the one that told the world. Yeah, does Mrs. Bridge know about your new girlfriend?
No.
Never the twain shall meet, Bridget.
Absolutely, bud. Absolutely.
Listen, were you happy with the performance yesterday on the Peace Bridge?
Yeah, I was delighted. I came home very happy. I think it's the best we've played, and I loved the way Dorans played yesterday. As I say, I thought he had a great game. I wish he could turn that on like that every time. He's still quite slight as a for a player. We expect to be a bit more muscular and robust. And I think Jamie Murphy was very close behind him. There was about 4 or 5 players who I thought had great games. Jamie Murphy, I thought Candice turned it on a wee bit as well. And I like Cummings. You know how I like Cummings, and I think Cummings had I would say his best game for Rangers for me at the top league. You know, so admittedly he's only had one chance, but he turned it on, scored a goal. Couldn't ask for any more. I think it was brilliant. Very happy.
I'm you. I thought Dorrans was your best player of the piece, mate. I think Murphy and Candias maybe grabbed the headlines because of the actual incidents with the goals. I thought Murphy was good, and obviously Candias made a goal and scored an excellent header, mate. But I thought Dorrans was my best player of the piece, if I'm being honest, mate. Ibrox, what's your thoughts?
Well, the first half, mate, there was some good things I liked in it. I know it finished 0-0 at half time, but the things I liked in the game, there was a few solid tackles that we actually get stuck in, and it got the crowd off their feet a wee bit. Let's be honest about it. They actually get stuck in the way we thought they should have done last week. But that was in the first half. I kind of liked that, the 2 or 3 good challenges in that. But the second half, much better. As you say, Dorrans, probably one of the better players on the pitch. Got to give credit to Jamie Murphy as well. I thought he did very well as well in the second half. Candias, he gets stuck into a good few challenges as well. Obviously set up the goal for Jason Cummins in his second goal. I don't know if you would call that a diving header. I would tend to call that a diving header. Very powerful. I rather enjoyed it.
Kevin Drinkle moment.
Well, a bit before my time there, mate. It
was a fabulous goal. A brilliant goal.
If you've got to come on this show, you've got to start rehearsing.
Well,
give
me the script before on then. No, but continuing on with the second half, mate, I really enjoyed it. It was composed. We went 2-0 up. There was chances that we missed that could have made the afternoon a lot more comfortable. But when Tavernier, obviously, where he brought the third down or no, which I'm still 50-50 on that, the free kick that they got in our half, they switched half, which kind of annoys me because that's one of the first things you're taught in football. Never ever switch half at a set piece. No matter how far away it is for your goal, never switch half. And what do we do? Switch half and let Christoph Berra get in. But we know he's very powerful when he goes for headers in the opposition box.
My problem with that was with the actual goal, Ibrox, was the fact that if Berra missed it, there was another 2 Hearts players waiting to put it in and none of us in the picture.
Correct.
Exactly, mate, exactly.
You know?
There was 4 Rangers players lying 10 yards away.
I think my setup was all right, Bridge.
Aye, absolutely. Absolutely. I think and a number of free kicks that they got, they made a lot more out of it than we give them credence for. And truth be told, we are very poor at cross balls. But that's simply because we don't have the height. I thought young McCrory was manful. I thought even Russell Martin, again, they had very little to do in the first half. But what they did, their distribution was extremely poor in the first half. That might just be a follow-on from the big game last Sunday. I just hope they don't have that kind of problem this Sunday coming. They need to stand up, man up and go for it.
I still don't think the boy McCrory's a centre-half, mate. I really don't.
Never in his life. Never in his life.
He might become a centre-half, but that's a different thing, Bridger.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I doubt very much if he'll become a centre-half. I think he's going to be a defensive mid, and pretty good one too, but I look at him. I don't think there's very many people would doubt he's not a bad wee player.
And if you have that defensive mid that plays in that position with his pace, his tackling ability, and then an asset in the box to add to your centre-halves, that makes you more solid.
Oh, goodness, aye. I mean, he was noticeable in the second half. He was very good, and he moved around very, very good, very fluidly. And he covered a lot of ground, let's say. And I thought he had a good second half. I was very happy.
I thought there was a lot of positives for us. I thought credit where credit's due. We're quick enough to criticise. We bounced back, played some nice stuff. 2 excellent goals. Lost a goal. I'm sure we maybe see it all school will put it in the lobby, but more positives than negatives. So we've lifted a wee bit of the gloom Ibrox, and we move forward into next week. Look to hopefully win the match.
Of course, mate, and a lot of people just look at the score saying, "Oh, it was 2-1. It was a nice win." But I seen some things in the first half that I was very happy with, especially I think it was 2 or 3 meaty challenges that we stuck in. As I say, the sort we should have been getting stuck into last week, and I actually really able to go into it, mate, because it wasn't they went in with positivity. The challenges, which got a lot of people off their seat, especially when I was sitting in East Enclosure, mate. Everybody was in their feet because of the attitude they went into. It was some good attitude they went into with the challenges, and that's what we need to see against them on Sunday. If we get that sort of attitude from minute 1 to minute 90 or 90 plus, if we go into challenges like that and win the ball and play well and show some absolute hunger and some heart and some bravery, then the Rangers fans will get right behind. It, mate. Because it's what we expect as Glasgow Rangers, and we shouldn't expect anything less. But I'm quite happy, mate. As I say, we came away with the match with a good win. The first half wasn't the greatest, but at the end of the day, we won 2-1. So,
hello, is that you, Bridge?
No, me, bud. No.
Quite happy. Did you hear the phone ringing?
I heard some music going, but I don't know what it was.
I don't know. Thought it was you singing.
Be Foxy sitting in the background.
No. You'll be on that.
It was me, mate. Apologies.
Oh, Ibrox, mate, you're coming on here. You've not done your homework about time he does.
I thought this one was switched.
You've got birds phoning you up live on the show. What are we going to do with him, Bridge?
I wish.
Right.
I wish.
Someone's a shocker, by the way. An absolute shocker, I can tell you.
Anyway, Ibrox, if people want to join us, what's the number?
It's 0141 356 1972.
Or where else can they join us, Bridge?
You can join us on Skype at RangersRadio.online, and you'll get brought in and you'll enjoy yourself.
Hope so, mate. I hope so. We can talk about anything Rangers related. Obviously, the main topic of the show tonight is Saturday's performance. Sunday's game, mate. Pros and cons. Man of the match. For us, Bridge, I think you've intimated already. Dorrans?
Yes, I would have given it to Dorrans. I don't have any doubts that Dorrans was, to me, was the most gifted player on the park, and I think he did it well. And look, as I say, Candace was also a good candidate, so I'm not trying to take anything away from anyone, but I would have given it to Dorrans.
I agree. I thought it was. I did think that, mate. I thought the Candace second goal was a belter, but I still thought Dorrans was the best player on the pitch for me. Yeah. Ibrox?
I'm asking a wee touch different, no much, as I say. Dorrans was absolutely fantastic, but for the sheer fact some of the challenges get stuck into, as well as the goal and as well as the assist, I'm going to get to Candias, mate. One of the challenges that was talked about in the first half was Candias. He then set up Jason Cummins for his goal, which I thought was pretty well set up. And the diving he did, as I say, as well as just his overall effort for me, mate. I just thought Candias just stole it for me.
All right. We've been joined by Rudy Bear.
Rudy.
All right, gentlemen. How we doing?
How we doing, mate? Now you've had time to...
Monday.
You've time to digest. See what I've done there, Rudy? Yesterday's match, mate. Yeah. What's your thoughts now?
Aye, pretty happy with the performance, second half especially. I thought we played well in patches in the first half. We kind of got in round about them, and some of the tackling, as I think Ibrox was just saying there, was pretty good for a change. We were chasing the ball down and stuff. Didn't create too much though in the final third. But second half, for me, was pretty good. I thought played some really lovely football at times. two cracking goals. Wee man Candace, for me, man of the match, very closely followed by Dorns. I thought Jamie Murphy and Cummins were good as well. Wee Jason Holt, I thought had a good game as well, you know. But Candace, man of the match for me. Happy with the result. Probably 2-1. Flattered Hearts a wee bit, you know. We could have had 4, couldn't we? 5 maybe even. You know, some of the other chances had been taken. Still worry about the defence though, guys. The really do, you know. We'll go to them next week now.
I know. I'm sure we'll come on to that. It's a week comes on, Rudy.
Okay,
as the week comes on, because if we start doing it now, we'll be.
Aye. But in general,
Sunday,
happy with the performance, happy with the result. Aye.
All right. We've also been joined by Big Ulster. Evening, big man. How we doing?
Hello, everybody. How are you?
All right. Hi, Ulster.
All right, Ulster, mate.
What's your thoughts on Sunday's game, bro?
I thought we were okay at times, to be honest, but it's not really papering over too many cracks for me. I don't know if we were okay or if Hearts were terrible. I'm trying to work that out still, but I think Hearts were pretty bad, you know. But credit where it's due. There was some good spells their play, you know, but it wasn't overly convincing. I don't think. I think we should have probably beat Hearts by a bit more, especially that last half an hour. I thought they were there for the taking.
Yeah. See the words you just used there, Ulster. Forgive me for interrupting. I was looking at the news tonight, and their interview of their manager. What's his name? God almighty, his name's escaped me now.
Craig Levein.
Craig Levein was being interviewed, and that's the words he used. He thought he could have took something for the game. He was disappointed that we didn't beat Rangers. That's what he said. I'm not being funny. That's what he said. You know, you wonder where these people get it from.
He must have been watching a different game.
Well, I think he was probably thinking along the lines of, you know, they had 3 chances and one of them skimmed the bar. The other one went in, and the other one was going just past the post, we told, and the goalkeeper gathered it. And that's about as much as I can remember they had chances at, and whereas Rangers had over 20 chances allegedly. So I don't understand these people. I just don't. I can't believe that someone with that intellect and job that he's got can come away with crap like that.
I mean, I thought they were one of them. That's twice at Ibrox this season. They weren't ever very good. We beat them the last game, but the nothing each game at Ibrox right at the start of the season. They played for a draw for minute 1, and I think they've done the same yesterday. And if that's the purvey that Craig Levein serves up, they won our Scottish football's in trouble, Ulster.
Oh, I know, mate. I can't believe it either because, you know, yourself, we've had a pretty torrid time these last few games. And obviously, that last game. So there's a lot of pressure on the players to perform. And I think Hearts sort of played into our hands, you know, the way they play their football. I don't understand. You know, you would think that Craig Levein would be saying, look, we're in the top 6, but, you know, there's not really that much to play for, nothing really major. Let's get about this team and, you know, try and their weaknesses. But for some reason, they came up, as you say, the boys are saying, you know, and tried to play for a draw, which baffled me, to be honest. So it ended up playing into our hands. And I think when Hearts allowed us, I think we did play some nice stuff.
Well, we've also been joined by Fox. Evening, Fox. How are you, mate?
I'm very happy, Mal. How are you?
Mal?
Aye, malware. I'm a wee bit different for everybody else. I watched the game on Sunday in bits and pieces, mate. Tonight I watched the game in full. I thought Hearts did us a favour by sitting back halfers in the first half. I thought it allowed our players to settle. We passed the ball quite well, I thought. Allowed our 2 centre halves to push right up, shortened the distance between the front man and the rest of the team. I thought we got out of wee spots of bother with nice wee short passing. I also thought that we won a lot of second balls, which allowed us to go on the attack again. And once we got up there, it was a wee bit different because the Hearts had 11 men behind the ball, mate. Very difficult to create chances. Although we did create 1 or 2. In the second half, the confidence that we gained at the first half after 2 Sundays ago's shambles, helped us to push on. I thought in the second half we really tore Hearts apart. And it was a good game for us, and you're right in saying Hearts were poor, but I think at times we made them look poor. I don't think Hearts players had much of a kick of the ball because we're passing and winning. The second ball was very good in the second half. We were quick on the break and we created 2 very good goals and should have scored more.
Goals change game. Great pass for Windass. Murphy doing the wing into Kindeer, set up Cummings, and bang, goal. Goals change games, Fox. Is that the moment that a wee bit of confidence came back into the team?
Well, you know as well as I do, if we'd have lost an early goal, mate, it'd have been a completely different outcome. And I thought their tactics suited us to a T. I said yesterday that it was a perfect game for us to get back into winning ways, and I thought we played well, although people will say it was Hearts that was poor. If you watch the game again, I thought we were very good in the second half. Probably the best second half for a long time, mate, for me.
Talking sense there. Talking sense.
Also thought, and Jamie Murphy will probably get the only player that I know in Scottish football who can go up and take a defender on, beat him, take on the next defender on and beat him. That's going to be a plus for us next year, mate. He's very exciting now that he's had time to settle in for me. And we can do his direct approach, if you could call it, on the other side. We are creating chances, but we need 2 strikers up front to take them, mate.
It's like being out with you and Corby Lowe. You've got one that's flight-footed and just skims past up to the bar, and the other one's direct, mate. You know, different tactics, but same result, you know.
I think a lot will be made that Hearts played poorly, mate. Hearts played how they wanted to play. But once we got control of the game, it was never in any doubt for me.
Can I ask you a question then, Fox?
Yes.
The Hearts have got a lot of boys playing in their team and they're trying blood players, and obviously we are looking at Naismith and Lafferty. Lafferty done okay at times. Naismith for me was non-existent, but when you watch Hearts there and their attitude towards that game coming from their manager, who's an experienced coach, whether we like it or no, is that not everything that's wrong with Scottish football?
It probably is, but as I said already, mate, it was probably the best game we could have had after we're mauling a fortnight ago. And it allowed the team to get a bit of confidence, mate. We can't complain about that. And I thought we actually played well. When you look at it all overall, I don't think there was a failure in the side. The only time Hearts get chances when we misplaced passes. Although in the rest of the game when we misplaced a pass, we were quick to win it back. So I thought, all in all, I thought it was a very good performance.
All right, Bridge.
I wouldn't disagree with him there, but I just think it's your statement about Hearts that it was probably true. They didn't half play. We must have been, 30 seconds every time the ball went out the park, 30 seconds to 45 seconds, and the referee never bored his arse. So I actually despair for Scottish football. When you said Scottish football this year, they're spoiling Scottish football, they tell us that it's us that's spoiling Scottish football, and I don't know why. I don't know where they get that from. I just don't. The bad people, isn't they? Saying that.
I mean, the Hearts can't get relegated. They've nothing to lose. The chances are they're going to stay in 6th place. So how not come out and have a go? Ibrox Loyal.
Well, it's one of the things, mate. I think Fox was alluding to there as well. For the start of the game, they were playing like 10 men behind the block points throughout the match. They came here for the exact same reason as you says. They can't get relegated and they can't obviously get into 5th position because they're only going to amass enough points for that. But again, mate, they come here, they copy every other team that come to Ibrox and try and play us because they know if they play 10 men behind the ball and then they always know they might get one chance throughout the game, and if they get that one chance, it could possibly give them something at the game. But we played very well, as I say, yesterday. We deserved the points. I don't go with the sort of thing that a certain Levine come out and says, oh, we could have easily got something out of that game. The guy hasn't got a clue what he's talking about. He's obviously got a high position within Hearts as well as being our manager, but for a guy to come out and say something like that after that match, you have to go and have a serious look at yourself, because they had no chance of getting anything in that game. If we had took the rest of the chances we had in the second half, we win that with about 3 or 4 goals. So I definitely don't agree with that. He played for a draw yesterday, Craig Levine, and to be honest with you, mate, I was quite annoyed about it. He tried and play for 1 point at this stage of the season when they can't get relegated or they can't go any higher where they actually are. I think it's pathetic, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but they want to take something off the Rangers.
Aye, but it was pathetic, mate, the way they played. It was pathetic.
I know.
Rudy Bear, for Hearts, garbage.
I would say so. For most of the game, I think, as I was saying,
how would you say it? How would you say it?
Garbage.
Done
yourself, Rudy boy.
You were garbage. I mean, Fox makes a good point as well. They played the way they wanted to play. You can't dictate how another team plays when they come to Ibrox. He came looking for a point. He's bumped his gums on the telly, going on about how they should have got something for the game or they could have got something for the game. Well, he must have been watching a different game to the one I was watching. But that's Craig Levine's patter all the time, though. He always comes out with stuff like that, I think another point Fox makes, I agree with, is it was probably the best game for us yesterday, to get started after the absolute shocking performance in the last game, in the cup game, So
this is really tickling you there.
No, she's making a face as you walk past me. So I kind of think that it probably was the best team for us to come up against, I mean, but this is like the third game this season. They've came to Ibrox and done the same thing, isn't it? Stuck 10 men behind the ball and tried to hit us on the break, and they've not been very successful at it, really. Well, I suppose in the first game it was nothing each draw, wasn't it? I think they ended up with about 70% possession that day or something like that, but couldn't beat them, couldn't score, even though we had chances. So I don't know what he's banging on about. But as I said, I'm happy with the result, Ox. I thought it flattered them, the 2-1.
I agree, I agree.
It could have been 4-1, 5-1 easily had we took the other chances,
Big Ulster.
No, I do agree with what most people are saying. The only thing I have a gripe about is when he took Windass off, I was wanting to see Dorns further up the pitch, but he seemed to have stuck Holt up there, and as Holt did play well because he's a wee engine and he does give it a thing. That's one thing about him, and I thought that Holt did himself justice. But the only thing is, when you need someone, I think, to put that last pass in, I think Holt sometimes just waits too long, and then the chance is gone. When someone's in the space, I think you need someone with that killer instinct, and I think Dorns has that in him. So I would have liked to have seen Dorns move up the centre attack mid when Windass come off.
And do you think it would be popular if they took Windass off after 34 minutes?
No, I think some would have agreed. He was missing.
Yeah, there was.
But then with Windass, we know that anyway, don't we? Every one of us here know that. That's the problem with Windass. He gives you 10 or 15 minutes of brilliance at times, but unfortunately, that's all you get out of him. And I think, if you're going to win titles or looking to win titles, I think that you can't really have that in your team. I don't think we have that luxury.
I think, to be honest, Ox and Ulster, I would like to see him moved on in the summer if possible, to be honest, because I just don't think the boy's ever going to have it for us. He's had plenty of chances, and he's just not done it for me, I don't know if you're going to talk about the rumours about midfielders coming in.
We'll go all week.
All right, okay. But I would like to see him moved on, to be honest, come the summer, because I just don't think he's Rangers quality. It's not for me. I mean, there again yesterday, first half, absolutely non-existent. Came into the game a wee bit in the second half. Yeah, but they could have done without him yesterday, to be honest.
His argument will be it's his pass that turned the whole game.
Well, is that enough in 90 minutes, though? But, I mean, it was
I'm playing devil's advocate here,
I know it's not. That's not enough for New York's. You know, it's just not enough. And I saw on social media the other day somebody was saying they think that Josh Windass has got photographs, compromising photographs. I'm not pushing a rumour or anything, but somebody's got compromising photographs of Graham Murray. That's why he keeps playing him. I just don't get it. I don't understand why
he certainly likes him. He certainly likes him, Rudy. That's for sure.
It does, Bridge. He does. So.
But unfortunately, there was a big crowd of boys
round
about us when he took Windass off and brought on Halliday. You're like, what? It's just deja vu in reverse, you know. This is what we saw last week. Only in an opportune moment, they took Halliday off and they bring Windass on and are reversing it now. Wow! So we're wondering what the manager was actually up to in doing so, and it's quite sad for the manager. I have to admit, not that I'm a very great fan of the manager, to be honest, as you guys know, but I do think it was he was really under pressure there, and it came off for him. So I'm pleased for him.
I heard a piece for me. In the first half, there was maybe a 20-minute spell. I never noticed him getting involved in the game. I did watch him at the start, and he was making runs going forward and never got the ball, but he seems to stop making the runs quite easily, and then he's not involved. And when he disappears, Fox, he really disappears because of he's not going to get stuck in, is he?
No, he's not going to get stuck in, mate. He's one of the players that's either in the game or completely out it. As one of the boys says, you get 15 minutes of brilliance out of him, and the rest is nothing. But in saying that, his stats are good there this season. He's the second top goal scorer and he's got plenty of assists. And if it was anybody else that had these stats, mate, we'd be raving about him instead of attacking him all the time. But it's his own fault as he doesn't get involved, mate. I don't know if it's the position. I thought we played a 4-3-3 on Sunday instead of the 4-2-3-1. I think it worked. But his role coming through the middle, he never ever got a ball barely put in front of him to do anything with, mate. He did in the second half. He got in the end of a couple of things and drove towards the box. But all in all, he had a very, what you could call, quiet game for him.
Ulster, we used to think that when we moved him centrally, we'd get more of the ball, he'd be involved more, but sometimes the performance he's put in there is similar to we've done it outside left.
Aye, that's true. And it's actually a place in the park that I would think it'd be difficult to go missing because it's such an important role. But somehow
Bridge and Fox used to do it every week.
Somehow Windass does that, and I think that was a problem for us in the first half because I'm sure you've noticed it as well that Cummings had to keep sort of dropped back at times, and then he was actually filling that role trying to make chances for the attack. But then the problem with that is he's our lead attacker and we needed him up there. But that was a wee bit of a gripe. I think he moved into the spaces that Windass should have been in.
Sometimes I think we can be too harsh on Josh Windass, but what I will say, Rudy, when he goes missing, God, he does a lot of looking, doesn't he?
Yeah, he doesn't have. And the thing about, Fox was talking about his stats there, and that's a good point that Fox makes about his stats. See that, if you were getting a sort of consistent 7, 6, 7 out of him on a weekly basis, I'm sure the Bears would warm to him a lot more, you know what I mean? But I don't know, he's, for somebody, as I said the other night, we all know the boy's got a bit of skill and he's got pace. He knows where the goal is, he's proved that, he scored a couple of crackers against Aberdeen and stuff like that. But for me, I don't think I've seen a player go missing so quickly and so easily in a game, He's not a number 10. So you've got him in that position behind the striker there. Good number 10s are hard to come by, I'm sure you know that. To come by.
He showed glimpses. His stats will stand up. But was it Candias yesterday scored more goals, more set-ups than anybody else in the league?
Yeah.
Windass with his assists and his goals, his stats will stand up good, but we've watched his performances when he's been poor, he's been poor. Anyway, we've been joined by Alan, 63. Evening, Al.
Evening, Alan.
Hey, guys.
How we doing, mate?
Yeah, I just called in to say a couple of things. Watched the game with Lewis. Lewis started as usual. He started laughing. I was like, it's Windass, innit? He's like, yep. And I says, what is it? Because I'd missed the first 15 minutes.
You missed his best.
I was up late and I was told I missed his best. Brilliant. I was told, Dad, the game starts in 10 minutes. I fell asleep again. I get down the stairs, 15 minutes had gone. And I thought, wow. And then he starts just laughing. And I'm like, what is it? He's like, he's done nothing again. So we watched him for the rest of the first half. Still did nothing. Then we watched him, and then we got to the point of thinking, get to round about, I kid you not, get to round about the 70th minute, he'll try something, because he knows a substitution's on the way and he doesn't want to come off. And sure enough, he done a couple of runs, a couple of wee passes, nothing great, just a wee bit. But this is where this fella falls down. This Mr. Murray, he's absolutely clueless, isn't he? It's unbelievable that this guy's in charge. I'm just filling that eyebrow, saying we. I'm no. You guys and others are filling that eyebrows every other week. I just think it's deplorable, and I would like to kind of pat the wee guys that do all the jumping and the broomy. Well done, guys. You definitely drew attention with your banners. I heard he's earlier on. You were kind of like bumming up what's his face, wee guy Dorns. I honestly don't see what you guys saw. But I'll tell you who I thought was good. I thought Candace was good. I thought probably as good as him was the left back. That wee guy John had some game. A better game, I would say, than the guy Murphy. Murphy's one of those guys.
And in the first half, Alan, Declan John played well. He wasn't too much involved in the second half. In the first half, he must have been by Stephen Naismith about 10 times, mate.
Aye, Naismith kind of smartened up to what his moves were.
Aye, when Naismith kept getting too close to him, so he just skinned him. But the second half,
but Naismith often gave us the ball back. No, I'm absolutely guaranteeing that when that guy plays against us, that's twice we've seen him. He's not trying. Definitely not trying.
Well, he looked very poor in what I saw yesterday.
Aye, but that whole Hearts team, I mean, can't bear to swear, absolutely red-rotten. Absolutely red-rotten. Were we that good? No, not at all. If we'd have played Celtic yesterday, we'd get hammered again. But there's a little bit of fight for a couple of guys, and a wee bit of that was Dorns. But I noticed a few times that guy Dorns, I mean, his kind of biggest challenges, if you like, were on this wee boy. It was about 17-year-old, and he looked like 15. I don't honestly see what you saw in the guy Dorns, but I'll tell you this, he was at fault at the goal. He caused it. But I never caused it. He could have prevented it. He ducked his head. The ball came over, the Hearts guy missed it. If he just went for the high ball it was going for, it was hitting his head, and that guy's never getting the goal off it. So that's what I saw for him. I thought the guy Cummings was absolutely tremendous. Is he a one-up on his own? No, never will be. The guy Morelos, he's the same, never will be. They need to play big guys like, and I don't like saying it because it's an older player, Haley. If they're playing by Haley, they guys.
How did I know you were going to say that?
That's the reason. But when you watch how they play and the way they stuff, well, not so much Morelos, but he's. I'll say he's more of a raw player than Cummings. Cummings has probably had a better football upbringing, if you like, better coaches that he's been working with, so he has a better finisher. But on the whole, that Hearts team were red rotten. We were all right. Some of your play was all right. Some of the passes were all right. The goals are absolutely brilliant.
We should have been out of sight, mate. That could have been easily 5 or 6-1.
Like Bridgman said, there was 20 opportunities, if you like.
I mean, but also the Poland didn't have a lot of saves, did he? One good save for Jamie Murphy in the first half, and a similar sort of save, a bit similar save for Jason Cummings in the second half. I thought Jason had just went just before that. He ran out of legs because he's not played a lot of football.
He was trying extra, wasn't he?
I see the game differently. For Dorrans yesterday, I thought Dorrans was our best player. He was prodding and pushing us. I mean, I'm not saying he was playing like Ruud Hullet, but the game yesterday was okay. Whereas last week, I thought he was pretty poor.
Yeah, I think the second half he got further forward and he looked a far better player, and I think that is where he should be playing, as further forward.
And Windas's role for you, Alan?
Aye, why not? Yeah. I don't mind who plays in Windas's role, to be honest.
As long as there's no Windas.
Aye, I just don't like him. I think he's rotten.
Alan, I think you could probably play that role better than he does, mate. You know what I mean?
No, he's better like Gary Windas.
I don't know who that is. I'll laugh at it. No, when I was younger, I was better than he was. And I had a footballing brain, if I was the fleet footies, is what he was. Bang it! Oh, no, never mind. Anyway.
On you go. Okay.
Well, I was going to say, what was the point of bringing some of the subs on when he did? That's clueless. What was Michael Halloran meant to do an injury time?
I think he was just running down the clock. He was trying to make sure we got 3 points, mate. That was it, really.
And Morelos, how many minutes did he get? I couldn't say offhand. It wasn't much.
10, something like that, when Collins came off.
I did notice they missed an open goal yet again. Albeit it was a little bit at an angle, but rotten, just rotten.
Couldn't get
Can anybody tell us why we ended up with Morelos, with number 29 coming on? Why did that happen,
just to kill a bit of time, that was it.
Probably, yeah.
I thought it was a wee bit embarrassing for the player, to be honest. You don't play him. He's not. You brought him back from St Johnson. You never play the guy, and then about a minute ago you fire him on it.
Do you think it's possible that he was firing a warning to the other players? He's better. He's better play on, because we've got other players that they haven't played for a while, but they're going to get a game. And
no, I don't think so. But I think you're reading too much into it.
I want to know. I'm just wondering why he decided he would play him. Had we too many players that were injured or off form or something? I just don't know.
I think Bridget was the Morelos substitution for Cummings. He was coming off anyway, so he could get a bit of applause for what he put into the game, and I think he did the exact same with Candias, mate. They maybe let the crowd give him a round of applause because he had a good game, mate.
Certainly deserved it.
Well, that's a fair point, Fox.
But is it they're the only players? They're the only players we had in the park. Do you follow? I mean, available to go in the park. Halloran has not been even mentioned to be playing, and all of a sudden he's playing a week before. A week before we're going to play what is going to be the biggest game of the season.
He was in the bench 2 games back, wasn't he?
But he's never come on.
Minutes. Yeah.
But he's never ever come on. Do you follow what I mean? He hasn't actually played 90 minutes of first team football. So if he's going to be on the bench next weekend, is there any chance he's going to come on? You've got to ask yourself, because it's a possibility, isn't it?
I'm not loving him, Michael Halloran, but what you will say is he's got pace. That's what he's got. So if you're bringing him on, you know what you get. But I mean, I thought he could have brought anybody on yesterday. He was just running down the clock.
He's just a faster version of Windass, really, from what I've saw. But he was doing all right with St Johnson. I think when a new manager comes in, he'll get game time.
I think when Windass got a lovely ball broke to him, he managed to get into the box with it. And, he took a shot, and I'm not saying they were wide open, but I'm sure he could have manufactured a pass to them, to both either Holt or Cummings. I thought there was a real good chance there for Rangers to score a goal, or score another goal. But he took a shot and the goalkeeper covered it well. And that's really frustrating and infuriating when you see that players, we've got players open and the other player doesn't lift his head and look. Or if indeed worse, if he lifted his head and looked and says, no, I'm just doing it anyway. You can expect that for centre forward, can you?
Yeah, there's a few of them do that, I've noticed. That wee fella Holt you mentioned, he's a cracking one of those fetch and carrying games. Absolutely cracking.
He brings energy to the team, Rudy, Jason
He
Holt.
is, Jason, aye.
He's got flaws in his game. We've got to be really honest about it. But he brings energy.
Aye, it's like we said yesterday. If he was 6 inches taller and 2 stone heavier, what a player you'd have. You know, he never stops. You know, he's snapping about people's heels. He's trying to break the play up. You know, he never. I don't think he's a kind of player. You'll never get a sort of defence splitting pass off him. It's not what he does. But I think yesterday he played really well. I was really pleased with his performance in the second half, especially. I thought he played really well, and he is what he is. We know what you know what you're going to get off him. You know, he's a sort of 6 out of 10. You know, 7 out of 10 possibly. And you bring him off the bench. You know, if he doesn't start the game, and you know what you're going to get off him. You know, he's fairly consistent with his performances. I think. The first half of the season, I think he got a couple of man of the matches as well, didn't he, if I remember right. But you know what you're going to get off him, you know. He's not the most gifted footballer, but he gives you 100%, you know. And if some of the other players looked at Jason Holt and sort of, if some of that rubbed off from them, I wouldn't be too unhappy about it, you know. I think possibly he'll play next week.
Can I ask you?
Well, that's what I was asking about.
Can I ask you something, Rudy?
Aye.
Yeah. Jason Holt,
Aye.
did he show us how raw the young boy Docherty is? Because obviously we all want the young boy Docherty to do well, but his passing's been awry.
Aye.
And Jason looked more accomplished than Greg did for me in there playing.
But he is, though. He's more experienced than Docherty, isn't he? And he's been here for a couple of seasons now, 3 seasons or whatever it is. You know, so he's well settled in. You've got to remember, young Docherty, he's a young guy, he's still learning his trade. He came in January, and obviously the boys wanted to hit the ground running. And some games I watch him, I think he's just trying too hard. And at times when our midfield has been poor, he's been trying to make up the slack, you know, so he has in there. And he's trying to do too much. And I still say that.
I get that.
He's in there, you know, with another midfielder or two who are pulling their weight. I think you'd see much better Greg Docherty, you know, and I think we will next season. I think we'll see a better player.
Ulster?
Yeah, I agree with that. See, I think the problem for Docherty is he does have potential. I think he'll come good, but he's a young player coming in to a team hasn't been playing probably that great, to be honest. And, you know, when you've got someone like Docherty there, Docherty, should I say, you know, you probably needs a few leaders around him, you know, to take the bull by the horns and actually talk him through the game. But because everybody around him has been pretty poor, I suppose it's hard for him being such a young fella to do that. But I think his agreement on Holt, I think he came in and probably give himself a real good opportunity now to play the Old Firm game here at the weekend. But I'm convinced that Docherty, you know, as we may hopefully make a few maybe better quality signs in the midfield for next season, I think you'll see Docherty definitely flourishing and becoming a good player for us.
Fox.
Do you think Docherty was rested this weekend because he was a bit tired and unwell, and obviously thought he was going to come off?
He played the game before. It was the week before he was unwell.
I know, but he wasn't too well. Yeah, so
I think the word is dropped.
You think he dropped him, but rather than rest him?
Dropped.
You think he dropped him rather than rest him?
What's the difference? You're not on the team, you're trapped.
Well, do you remember the manager said he was feeling unwell?
I know you get rested every second week and then you had suspensions kick in.
That doesn't answer the question about...
I think he was dropped, mate, like a few others.
So you think it was just straight dropping as opposed to resting him? You don't see him playing on Saturday and Sunday against Celtic?
I can see him playing on Sunday.
But what was the reason? Why would you drop a player for one game and bring him in for the next?
Because he wanted to play Windass, and I think it's important we get our shape right in the middle of the park on Sunday.
Right. Okay.
And if we've not got McCrory there, the only other option to bring is a bit more physicality is Docherty, Holt and Dorrans, mate.
I'm trying to be a wee bit nicer about it. I thought that Docherty was rested, and with the Celtic game this weekend in mind. That's what I think. Well, that's what I thought anyway.
That's all about opinions, isn't it?
Yes, of course, pal, of course.
He maybe well was, Dutchman, yeah.
Well, that's what we're saying. We just don't know.
It gets kicked a lot as well, doesn't it? He could have
Well,
bad
it's a
moves
physical
and
part of the field, isn't it? Which position did you play, Alan?
mostly centre half, but because I
Uh-huh.
could run, I played centre forward and right wing.
Oh, so you're right mid. So you were multi-talented.
A wee bit.
Aye, they used to have a lot of Partick boys that were multi-talented. They were right crap, you know.
That guys like that who played centre half, centre forward, outside right. They just couldn't play, Bridge. You couldn't hold a position. It was the guy never turned up. They had to play. You know, you can always tell. Anyway, well, I mean, I'm not saying the boy Docherty's not going to become a good player. I mean, he tried really hard last week, but his passing was as bad, if not some of the worst on show at times. You know, and maybe that is just nerves trying too hard, and hopefully the learning curve of playing for the Rangers, the boy will get it and he'll move on, because he's shown glimpses. Go on, you Al.
Do you think maybe something it's to do with the guys that he's playing with? I mean,
Could be a big factor, mate.
when he was playing at Hamilton, he was playing against likes of, I don't know the Celtic games, I've never seen them. I've seen highlights likes of the Hibs games and that. And he's did alright against some of the guys that can play football. He comes to us and all of a sudden he's not really looking that great. And you think, well, he's not playing the same position he plays with Hamilton. And then you look at the boy Dorns that I've liked at the weekend, and he's not playing where he should be getting played. And the wee guy Holt is a fetch and carry man, so that's roughly your three midfielders, and you're thinking, well, if they're all playing together and that wee boy Docherty's there, he's used to playing in a system with Hamilton where they knew they weren't that great, so they made sure they were available for each other, and they were all there for tip-tap, move to there, move to there, move to there. And he's not getting that either, because the likes of Dorns, he doesn't know how to play where it is he's getting positioned, and it's like Mr. Murray's trying to play people on a system that they're not used to, and looking for the kind of gravy at the end of it, and it doesn't work that way. You should be playing with guys where they're used to playing, the same as what Walter used to do. Walter wasn't magic playing. Walter just simply played the right back as the right back, left back as the left back. Mostly, until he played basketball at right midfield, but that's...
There you go, then you just battered your own argument there,
Just I remember that one popped into my head. But mostly, he just played people where it was they usually played. And it's no rocket science, it's quite easy.
This defensive midfield position seems to have been the with Achilles' heel, Fox. We've missed Ryan Jack. I don't even know if that was his position. I think he played it with Aberdeen, but I never see him that often. This position's became... Then we had problems with the number 10 role. We thought Winders could be the answer, but that's right. That gives us problems right up the middle of the park, Fox.
It does, mate. Yeah, I don't like young McCrory at centre-back, although he had a quite comfortable game on Sunday, I thought. For me, he's a missing piece of the jigsaw in the midfield. We need him as defensive midfielder. But you were talking about Holt and young Greg, forgot his name now. So now you're in my head. Greg Docherty, mate. Docherty was due to get dropped, mate. He's been having such a great time, mate, in the last few games. And I think he's took him out and brought Holt in for his industry. I noticed in the game that although Jason's not the greatest of tacklers, he was in quickly and Tappy, the Hearts player, on the ball, and what resulted out of that was a good time for our other midfield to go in there as well, and we won a few balls like that, mate, with Jason's industry. Jason has also got the stamina to get from box to box, but I think young Greg Docherty is struggling to do that at the moment, mate.
Ulster?
No, I think that's a fair point, but in my opinion, I think I agree with you, we're needing a centre defensive midfielder, and I think the best one we have available is McCrory playing in there. I don't think he's a good centre back, to be honest. I think you noticed the Hamilton game as well, the one I was over at, beat again. Now look, but I think he had paid it as another stray pass again, which I think it was Wee Temple there. Somebody got on the end of it and scored it, so I just don't think he's comfortable there. But when he moves...
He done it again yesterday as well. Also,
yeah,
so
he did again, yeah. It's just not his position, in my opinion. I think, in centre defence mid, I think he flourished. I think his game picked up a lot from them. And then also, I think, as we're talking about we're trying to get a centre attack midfielder, and it hasn't worked with Windass. And I think Dorans is the best centre attack midfielder we have at our club. That's where he's used to playing, in that attacking position in midfield. And I think you need to be playing your best players in their best positions. And I don't know how we're going to do it with obviously the centre back role. We need to try and fit somebody in there. But if it was me, I'd definitely be playing McCrory centre defence mid, and I'd be playing Dorans centre attack mid. And I think you'd see a better team in the midfield.
You know, guys, if you watch some of the teams that play against us in the type of game they play, an awful lot of teams play 3-5-2 against us. An awful lot of teams, or a variation of that, but always at 3 at the back, because invariably we've only been playing one up front. And with the one up front, we've been leaving Windass in between, dropping off. He's dropping off the striker, but he's doing nothing. He's in that space, and I would imagine that the opposition midfielders don't need to pick him up because he's doing nothing. They can kind of ignore him. When you're playing against someone, you just say he's not doing very much, and you can see it during the game, and your confidence builds when you're running about him. I think we need to watch what we're doing. We don't, even if we're supposed to be playing 2 up front and teams are playing 3 at the back, why are we not more successful? You follow what I mean? Why do we struggle? We struggle because people like Windass just aren't there. Is it the term we used to use that Ibrox Loyal called him the shadow striker?
Yes, a shadow.
The shadow. When we go Ibrox, use your thought. It's the shadow. The only thing about shadows, they don't come out during the day. So
blue shadow. I was called a shadow many times in football field, but that wasn't an endearing quality. But I think it's quite a lot as well. He's pushing me out to the left as well, where we all knew he was absolutely pathetic out there. But see if you watch him in some of the early parts of the game and the mid parts of the game before the second top, he strays out to the left-hand side. And you should just leave Murphy with that whole side, because that's where Murphy's absolutely fantastic at. He's got the pace. I know Windass has got pace as well, but with Murphy, he's got the trickery in that as well. And at the end of the day, he's got a better cross than Windass as well. And if you see, he does go there where he should be, especially get one up top, which is either, obviously, yesterday it was Cummins, before that's been Morelos. And you see, either one of the two are always left very exposed, because I've not got anybody there helping them, like obviously the shadow striker. If you watch that in the mid parts of the games, what do you call him? Windass, he's always straying out to the left-hand side, mate. Watch it in games. It's very frustrating at times when we know that he plays bad out there. When he sticks to the shadow striker role, that's where he's got his goals, mate. That's where he plays well. So stick to that position. That is the reason the manager's got you in that position and playing the starting lineup.
I think Josh Windass, one of the things is he's got to do more when he's not got the ball. But anyway, we'll talk about that after Fox gives us a tune.
Boy, girl, so young, to Glasgow City to come, seeking fortune and the new way of life. How could they all know their ambitions would grow? Such a beautiful story, but here's how it goes. Four lads had a dream to start a football team. They had no money, no kids, not even a ball. They still carried on. The Rangers were born. 54 titles, we're still going strong. Hoist up your Rangers flags, sing with your hearts and voice. Let's celebrate the greatest club in the world. Let our history show what we already know. We are the Rangers, the greatest of all. Born less had a dream to start a football team. They had no money, no kids, not even a ball. He still carried on. The Rangers were born. 54 titles, we're still going strong. Bornless had a dream to start a football team. They had no money, no kids, not even a ball. But they still carried on. The Rangers were born. 54 titles, we're still going strong. Bornless had a dream to start a football team. They had no money, no kids, not even a ball. But they still carried on. The Rangers were born. 54 titles, we're still going strong. 54 titles, we're still going strong. 54 titles, we're still going strong.
Oh, thanks for that, Fox. Bridgeman, I just want to announce the dancers in reverse order tonight.
Go on then.
In third place, we're some lovely stuff there. Chair Lady.
Chair Lady?
Yes, and the second runner-up, the first runner-up, and the second place was Padge, and the winner was Cumbrian Bear.
Oh, he's, by the way, see that Cumbrian Bear? He's an older Cardinal man, I'm sure of it.
I think Padge is a Savoy man.
You think he's a savvy man?
Oh, the Sav Slava. Can't be that.
I just think he's need to know the truth. He came on that dance floor with a big stick and smacked us all. Got us out the way.
The skipper's not had on a shadow talk. He's ended up Hank Marvin, he says. Oh, what a man. Yeah, I think the Windass thing, we'll move away from it, but the Windass thing we'll start talking about the positives. Is there two positives in Candias and Murphy, and I'll go to Fox first for this. Is this my problem in my selection? Because they're some of the first names on the team sheet, and then it geezes that my system is always pretty, shall we say, regimented with the two wide men, who are playing well for us with the piece.
I think they are the first names on the team sheet, mate. They have been averaging 7 out of 10 in most weeks since the turn of Christmas into the new year, mate, and onwards. I think they're our most dangerous players when they go forward. I think they could still do more in the scoring sheets, mate. I don't think they go on the score sheet enough. And I think Murty had said it a couple of weeks ago about one of them always getting in to join the striker when the ball's coming down the other side. And I think that's twice that Daniel Candias has done this, mate, and got himself into the box and scored goals. He needs to add more of that to his play, mate. It's not just a case of crossing it in and just being up there when Murphy's coming down the left. If he comes into the middle,
what a goal it was.
It was a fantastic header, mate. And he also done well for Cummins' goal. Most people would have tried a shot there, but he flicked it up and turned. And the thing with Cummins' goal was if Berra doesn't have a tug at him, Jason Cummins is in amongst the three players that's there. But because he got fouled, he got up, and they had ran on, and he was left in all that space, mate, which worked out. It shows the whole thing. It's not always about getting forward into the near post or anything that. Sometimes stoning back after the ball, you've got a better chance of getting it sometimes, and that's how it worked out in that instance, you know.
Yeah, that was really good pass to Cummins. I thought that the second goal reminded me of the Kevin Drinkle scoring. Remember, he scored that brilliant header against them. I thought that was a fantastic header, absolutely brilliant. And goalkeeper no chance, and it was a bullet, you know, for a wee fella like that to get it and to get it precisely. Keeper no chance. Brilliant.
When we played the 4-2-3-1 sort of thing, or 4-3-3 under Mark Warburton, mate, the front three were supposed to be in that formation with strikers come wingers, and the whole thing was if they get into the box to join the single striker, it always gives you two in the box, but we were never good at that even back then. But if Candias can pick up, because Murphy is quick to come in after left when it comes down Candias' side, and next season that maybe work a lot better for us, you know.
I just think that look, we've been watching them most of the season, if not all of the season so far, and our team has struggled in patches. But I thought we didn't know how to break down their sort of 11-man defence at times, because that's what it was. Sometimes it was just 11-man defence, and we didn't know how to break it down. Even with all the guile that the guys had, they just couldn't do it. So they ended up passing the ball backwards, which the Bears didn't like. They don't like to see our team going backwards, even although they know that in their heart logic tells them, you know, if you can't get through there and you don't have the ingenuity to get through there, let's bring it back a wee bit and then push down the wings again to see if we can get a cross in. And we got lots of crosses in. But sorry, pal.
You were asking about Levine's tactics, mate. I think the first half showed that he was hoping to frustrate Rangers. The crowd would have went against them. The crowd would have went against them, took the confidence out of us, and then maybe struck in the second half with a late winner or something. But as I said earlier, all it did was give us time to settle, mate, and it actually done us more good than it done him.
But they slowed the game down for minute one.
They just killed the game, that's all. They just wanted to kill the game.
For minute one, mate, we predicted that in the pre-match show yesterday they would, and sure they done it. Alan 63.
He doesn't want to talk.
Where
are you, Alan?
Anyway, yeah. People want to join us and give us their thoughts.
Yeah?
You're there.
You're on mute, Al.
Oh, sugar. I'm on you now.
You're on now, but you were on mute.
All right, sorry.
Right.
This thing must be awfully touchy-feely.
Hey,
that's Bridge you're talking about.
I'm talking about No, almost for the start, I'm saying, because I missed the first 15 minutes, like I said, but when I came on and started watching, it was like they were wasting time at every turn, weren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, again, you like to use swear words, but it doesn't sound nice. But in my head, I'm swearing. And why is it every single shy? I mean, how many times did the guys feel
45 seconds. 45 seconds, yeah.
Even one of the times, just all about 10 yards. And the Rangers fans all went crazy. It was down near the coping, so it was. Yeah. I'm thinking the noise was actually coming from the Govan because the guy was right in front of them.
They've got one, Alan. They've got one of these tactics, Alan. When they go to take a free kick, you know, it's maybe not one of these ones that's going to. They can have a shot at goal, so it's going to be launched in, and one of them comes out of the crowd or one of their players and runs up to the guy that's going to take the free kick, and talks to him, you know. All right, and then we'll spend another 10 seconds respotting the ball, and another 10 seconds to take it, and you're like, referee, you're stood there watching this.
And ultimately, the free kick they're taking comes to nothing.
Oh, well, yeah, of course.
Bad that.
No, I must admit, though, in saying that, although they did put balls in, and they hardly lost a ball. They actually got their head on most of the balls, and fortunately for us, they either went through to the keeper or went for a goal kick. But we were just so poor at cross balls, just so poor. It's not real.
What I was going to say was that I agree full-heartedly with the idea that the idea was to frustrate, and then I'm not sure when they were looking to hit on the break, but that's why they were playing Lafferty and Naismith. He was obviously looking for a lot more from them, and it just didn't happen. And I've got to say, right, so I know this is Rangers Radio, right? Imagine this was Hearts Radio just for a second, well, a few seconds. If that was your team, you'd be saying, what the hang was that about? They're just after getting horsed by a Harrier mob, and all we had to do was turn up, go at them for the first whistle, give them no space, and we'd have won that game. And that's how I thought all the Hearts fans would feel. And I'm thinking to myself, well, I don't care really, but I'm thinking to myself, they all took the time to come through to Glasgow to watch their team no play as badly as what we did against them, but in a similar vein. It was like, why are you sitting back? Because that's a stupid way to play football. Especially for Hearts, if they've got a couple of guys that can go at.
He's a tactical genius, isn't he? Craig will aye. Anyway, so one of the best, aye. Teams play the man and their manager. That's maybe a good way of summing up. Go back into that, the original point that Fox answered, and we'll go to Rudy. Candice and Murphy's good form giving us problems in my selection, mate.
I think we touched on this last week, possibly. We're playing a lot out in the wings, aren't we? Which is leaving us possibly a man short in the midfield. But I don't know. I'm not so sure if you can have both, though. So I think that's a problem. Murphy and Candace. Candace for me yesterday was man of the match. Murphy and Candace pretty close to being in our top 3 players most weeks. So you're going to play that way, aren't you? You're going to play your strengths, and your strengths at the moment, unfortunately, happens to be down the wings, because when Tav and Candace on one side, DJ and Jamie Murphy on the other side, when they hit a bit of form, they play pretty well, and a lot of chances are created by Murphy and Candace, as you saw yesterday, and previous games as well. I think it is a problem, though, because we don't seem to be able to change the formation and adapt to whatever situation that we've come up against. Graham Murray doesn't seem to be able to, though, and I don't know so much if he's got the players that he can do that way. He could if he wanted to. So I think it is a bit of a problem. It's a funny thing to say that, isn't it? It's a bit of a problem of having 2 good players like Murphy and Candace who create chances and score goals, because the 2 of them have scored goals this year, since January, since Christmas. 2 of them have scored goals and they've created chances. So it's a funny thing to say that it is a bit of a problem, but it is, because when we come up against teams who have worked us out, and especially like the Tims, and they're looking at they think, right, we already know how they're going to play. It's a problem when we can't change formation, but because of the style of player that we've got at the moment, we can't change formation that easily, I don't think. I think that's a big part of the problem, Ox, to be honest.
Oh, right, I missed that.
With Forum,
can I just say...
wait a minute, Rudy come in. And if I don't say it, I'll lose my chain of thought. With Forum, Ulster, they would be the first 2, arguably the first 2 names on the team sheet.
Yes, but when you're attacking, it works. But if you're going to, like we done last week, and we're going to try and play a defensive game, then you maybe would be best not having them 2 there, maybe putting an extra 2 midfielders in there to sort of battle it out if you're going to try and defend. I don't think that's a good game. For me, for this game, I know we'll touch on that later in the week, but for me, if you were, going there next week and we're going to start Murphy and Candace, and I think their biggest pluses for them is attacking, and I would like to see us attacking. I don't want to see us sitting back with having them 2 options, because it just doesn't work for us.
All right, on you go, Al, 63.
Well, I just think overall we're too one-dimensional. I think we're even more one-dimensional than we were under Warburton. I would love to see us swap it up a wee bit. That me fella Murphy, I don't think was as good my opinion, I don't think he was as good as what you guys thought either. I think he plays alright against kind of lesser sides. I would love to see the guy playing really well against Celtic next week. I would love to see him playing really well against Hibs when we meet them. And I would like to see him playing really well against whoever's remaining, but Kelly and somebody. I think he's good when he's playing against rubbish sides right now. And I know I've sang his praises before, but I would like to see something different from him, rather than just kind of, I'll slant my shoulder and cut inside, because he get caught out as many times as it worked for him against Hearts. I think that definitely goes against us, and I don't think it's got anything to do with the players that we've got available. I think it's because we've got a one-dimensional manager who doesn't know how to play anything else. And when he gets the chance and he tries it against Celtic, he thought, oh, it's not working, oh, I'm panicking. And that happened like 4 minutes before half-time for him to think, Hardy couldn't kick a donkey's butt today, and I'll take him off now, rather than just say, well, nothing's going to happen much in the next 4 minutes. I'll leave him and take him off at half-time, have a wee word with him, and I saved all that embarrassment as well. But he was wrong in starting Hardy to start with, because Hardy can't play football much.
Halliday's lack of pace gets shown up at Hampden last week, mate. He couldn't cover the ground. On the ball, Andy, he's just not that good. On the ball, he's not the worst, but his game, as Fox always says, some of the players we signed the lower division, their games get big flaws in them, and they get shown up when you play a team.
But Murphy showed himself up to be silly as well by bringing him in that game. They brought him on as a sub, didn't they?
Well, I think if you thought back that we sort of predicted, and because the problem was, if you're going to play McCrory, mate, he should be up one, and Alves playing. It turns out it looks as if Alves has got a hamstring problem. I don't know how he's managed that. He must have done it going for the plane and go back to Portugal. But
wasn't good for the papers.
Aye. Mm-hmm. So, Bridge, what's your views on that being as an issue, the two attacking boys? Because they're playing well, there's no doubt about it. I see it slightly different for Alan. I like watching Jamie Murphy. I think he's an intelligent footballer. I know he beats a man quite simple, but he's got good usage to the ball. His crossing's improved since January. I thought, oh God, this is going to be poor. His left foot's very poor, but it's got better and better as he's became more confident. He scored some good goals, set up goals. He works hard. Candia similar.
Yeah. I think yesterday you saw with that piece of skill he took, but it must have put it past 3 or 4 of them. And if he'd managed to steady himself properly, I would imagine if he looks at it again, he would say, I wish I'd steadied myself and got a shot, an actual shot in, and scored a goal there. That'd have been the goal of any season. He was absolutely fantastic at that point. I think Alan's right that there was, at times in the first half particularly, he was man-marked, and sometimes by 2 men. So his skills didn't come to the fore. But every now and again he tried it. He fluffed a shot that Windass set him up for. And in the second half, but he actually ran riot. Him and Declan John had really good time down the left-hand side. And when they started coming out and bringing 2 men out to sort of block him a wee bit and physically block him too. And he was getting a bit of physical run around as far as that was concerned. But I have to say, I thought he was just outstanding. Just outstanding. Really, really good play. Not for the whole game, because, as I say, he was double marked, But I really do think he was getting great.
Ibrox could, taking Bridges' point, could Jamie Murphy playing the shadow striker role, mate?
Wow!
Shadow
striker?
No, for me, mate. As I've said before, when Jamie Murphy first came into my team, mate, I'm a huge fan. As Bridge was saying there, he's got the pace, he's got the trickery, he's got very good eye-to-ball coordination, which you need for somebody who plays out in the left wing or can sometimes play as a left inside forward, which is a very important factor to him as well. As you say, when he first came to us, it took him a while for to get his crosses to an accurate level, but he's doing that now on a more regular basis. And see if we go into next season, and fingers crossed and touch wood, and any other things you want to say, that I hope we sign him definitely, and he's one in the bag for next season. because I believe
Done
it
deal,
could be
mate. I don't know why.
No, I'm just saying some people out there, they say that it's still sitting on the edge, but...
Done deal, mate. Done
yeah,
deal.
well, as I'm saying, mate, he's absolutely fantastic, and I says, by the time next season comes, mate, he's going to be one of your shining lights. I can tell you that right now. He's very, as I say, very pacey, very quick feet, very tricky on the ball, can bamboozle defenders 90% of the time when he gets a chance, and that ball coordination is fantastic for me, and he'll only get better as next season comes ahead, mate. So
when we played Celtic, Loyal, when we played Celtic, he had Lustig running around in circles at times, and Lustig ended up getting booked. And I cannot understand why we didn't just keep the ball going to Murphy. Let him run him, because he'll kick him down again, for sure.
I understand that, mate, but let's be honest, nobody played well in that match whatsoever, so for the fact that Jamie Murphy was still doing that, and I wouldn't say anybody was a better player on the park that day for us, but throughout the biggest majority of minutes that Jamie Murphy plays for us, mate, he's only going to get better and better. He's just, I don't know, I'm just a huge fan of his and can't wait to see Merriam for the rest of this season and get into next season as well. So.
Did you say you don't want to see more of him?
Oh no, I do. No, I'm a huge fan of Jamie Murphy's.
Right.
He'll get better and better, mate, trust me.
Alright, so it's positive that the two boys are playing well. Right, I'm just going to ask you, it's simple, it's two questions. Because we start building up. I'm going to start with Rudy Bear, the brains of Rangers Radio.
I don't know about that.
And then we'll go to Ulster. Just a simple question. How will we set up? What formation will we play next Sunday? And who will lead the line? Yeah?
Lead the line, that's Jason Cummins for me, I'm afraid. I think Morelos has just totally gone off the boil for me. His sulky attitude starting to really bother me now. It's starting, I've seen a sort of carry on him yesterday, he's strolling about with the ball. I know some people are saying he shouldn't make too much of it, but, he's kicking the ball about 2-3 feet in front of him in the middle of the park, and his black tracks out on just him. No communicating with anybody or anything, it's starting to annoy me a wee bit now. And that coupled with the amount of chances, and easy chances at that he misses. For me it's going to be up front, it's going to be Jason Cummins, I think. As far as the formation goes, what I would like to see or what I think Graham Murray will do. I think hopefully he's learned from the mistakes last week. Hopefully he's learned for that game, for that cup semi-final. Hopefully he's learned, and the only way to play Celtic is go at them. We have to go at them. We have to play them high up the park. Don't give them any space, and we have to expend a lot of energy closing them down. Anybody that stands off Celtic get what they deserve, as far as I'm concerned, and that's what we got in the semi-final. So I'd play them high up the park. I'd play Ross McCrory as a CDM, and I'd play Jason Holt and Dorrans in the middle there. So I'd ask Dorrans to get further forward, but he's got to put a real shift in because he's got to come back into the midfield as well.
All right. So you're playing a 4-5-1.
Aye, 4-5-1. Yeah.
All right.
Comes up
Ulster.
top.
Yeah, I'd do similar. To be honest, I'd play the 4-5-1. I'd do definitely have McCrory if we can. I'd definitely have him in centre defence midfield. Dorrans. I think Holt, it's probably between Holt or Dockery. I think the manager will have a headache with that one because I think Holt done enough, probably to deserve a spot. So that'll be interesting. I want us, a bit like Rudy, I want us to play them and attack them like we done the last time at Parkhead, and we caused Tierney all sorts of problems with Candias and Tav doubling up on him. So, we can't play into their hands. If we sit back, we're due another tanking. That's a fact. That's what will happen. Yeah. So we need to attack them, go for it, give it our all. And for me, I would definitely play probably Cummings up front. I think there's players who can score in the big old firm games, and there's players that can't. And for me, Morelos has had so many gifted opportunities missed. For me, I think if we're going to get, say, one or two big important chances, I'd rather see Cummings at the end of them.
All right, Fox.
Our problems stem from having no enough centre halves, mate. Our problem against Celtic is they put a lump of wood up there like Dumbelly, mate, and we've got 4 at the back. That gives Celtic the chance to pull their 2 full-backs up and leave 3 at the back, and that's how they overflood us in midfield, mate. And it's a case of we've got 4 men sitting back covering 1 player, and because of that, Celtic get a hold of the midfield, mate. Whereas they've got 3 at the back, they play a kind of 3-2 wing backs, Brown sitting, mate. And once they go forward, mate, they've got 8 men or 7 men going forward, and our midfield looks as though it's getting overrun all the time. And the problem is stemming from the centre backs, mate. We've got to have people sitting in front of them, at the side of them, and that's what causes us all the problems against Celtic. I would take a risk this time, and probably if we could dig out a 3 for out the centre halves we've got, mate, and have Taverner and John as wing backs, mate.
It looks as if Valves has got a hamstring issue, mate. So
I know, but as I say, the problem comes from we've got 4 men sitting back to cover 1 man. And what that happens, what that allows is Celtic to flood the midfield, mate, with their 2 fullbacks. And unless Candias and Murphy go flat out defending as well, which is a thing you never brought up about the 2 of them for me, is it's not only their work rate going forward, it's the cover and defence. But because of that situation, we've only got 2 in the middle when we play, and it's hard for us because Josh Windass goes forward, which leaves the 2 sitting players wide open, mate, for me. I don't know, maybe a 4-1-4-1 would be better for us. Again, the centre halves causes the same problem because we've not got 2 decent centre halves, mate.
Aye, okay. Who's your centre forward, mate?
Oh, I think against Celtic it'd be Morelos, mate.
Mm-hmm.
I know people will not agree with that, but
your opinion,
he terrorises their back 3. There's no way we can fit Cummins in, mate, because the only way you can get 2 up front is to go 3 at the back and no surrender the midfield. And we haven't got the players fit at the moment to carry out that kind of tactic, you know.
I think if we go with Morelos again, Fox, I think we'll lose.
Yeah.
Sorry, mate. I think his attitude right now is absolutely rank rotten. So it's rank rotten, his attitude. And I think if we go with him again, very reminiscent of Martin Waghorn. Look at the amount of chances Waghorn missed against him. Mind we talked about it on here. Well, Morelos is in that vein for me right now. Rotten attitude.
To be fair, I don't think Waghorn missed as many as Morelos.
No, possibly no. But he's kind of in that vein for me at the moment. And I think if we go with Morelos again, I would love to see him prove me wrong and score a hat-trick. But for me, I think if we go with him again, we lose. Simple as that.
I'll 63 then, Bridge, and then the one and only Ibrox lot.
Yeah, I've been conversing a lot with Blue Shadow, either on Skype or in the lobby at times, and I think we've got to, like Fox went and said there, the 4-1-4-1's got you. Our 4 isn't really a 4, it's a 2 in it, because the 2 fullbacks they just go batshit for want of other words. They keep bombing forward and they're not really there. So you need somebody to step in and be there for when the likes of Rodgick or that wee creepy looking guy. Looks like an Adams family person, doesn't he? I can't remember his name. Selling midfielder. He's maybe about
McGregor.
McGregor.
I like him, dude.
My goodness, what a creepy looking wee guy that is. Anyway, it's one of them that's going to do the damage. It's one of them that falls through and takes the shot. It's not so much the guy Dumbelly. Dumbelly's one of those guys for later on in the game when everybody's kind of knackered. He's still got that wee bit of kind of what's the word for it? The kind of African athleticism about him. He can still find that wee bit, and that's when you don't want to start gifting somebody like that chances. Which is why you've got to play. I would go along with it. I would say play the guy McCrory as the centre defensive mid, because I don't think we've got anybody else. And Blue Shadow went into meeting in the lobby, and there's some young fella whose name I can't remember, but he's a centre half. They could easily play for us. He's playing really, really good in the under-20s.
Not going to happen at all, is it?
I know it's not, because we know it's going to be 4-3-2-1 or 4-2-3-1 or 4 whatever, because it's Mr. Murty we're talking about. But if we're asking each other what we would play, then that's what I would play. I'd play the 4-1-4-1, and it means you've got a guy sitting in front of your two centre backs. Your two wingers can go and do what they want, and now and again do what some other managers do, swap them. I mean, that guy Lustig, he's been taken to the cleaners by so many kid-on players that are not going to ever make it in football, playing with lesser European sides that they meet in Europe, and he gets taken to the cleaners. And yet we've got the guy Murphy, who he's all like, and he's not doing it, because when they played against Lustig just took the ball off him like he wasn't even there. And that was very annoying. The big guy Candias, it's to do with his mentality, because he's got that kind of Latin mentality, and it's if he's up for the game, he'll play really well. If he's not up for the game, he's not going to. But see, having watched him scoring that goal and then running over to the bench, I can see a performance coming from this wee fella. And that guy, Tiny Tears, I mean, he's easy to beat, because he's not a good defender either. He's another Tav. He likes to go forward. He's no so great at defending. And Candias can definitely take him for a run at Parkhead. And if the tactics are right, we can win this. I don't really think we'll win it, but we can win it. If the things are right on the day, we can win this, because they aren't great.
Benjamin?
Well, I was just listening to Alan there. It's quite a mind opening. It opens your mind a wee bit. If it was me going up against Celtic, I would most assuredly play a 4-4-2, and it would be a tight 4-4-2. My full-backs would be full-backs, not bombing up at all, unless, of course, they completely collapse in the midfield. But that's what I would play, and I think I would play your two wide men would, obviously, Candias and Murphy need to do their thing, but they need to just come back, just drop back and then be released to the wing. But your two midfielders need to be strong, and I think Dorans is one of them. I would have been. I don't know. You were telling me that obviously the boy wasn't even on the bench, Doherty. So it would probably be Dorans and McCrory you would have in the actual midfield itself. Now that leaves you the problem you've got with the centre back, where you're leaving Russell Martin as he stands at the moment, and it would probably end up being Cardozo if Alves isn't right. Now, I don't know what you think, but I think I'd be suicidal for Rangers, so you may have to drop McCrory back in to centre half, and if you need somebody else to go in the midfield. A very difficult time for Rangers manager.
Aye, lack of numbers.
Absolutely, we just don't have them. So for me, I would be 4-4-2, strict 4-4-2, and I would have both Morelos and Cummings playing up front.
All right, Ibert Slow.
I would have gone for a straight 4-5-1, mate. And I'm sorry to say this because I've got a lot of time from, but if young McCrory's back in the centre too, we're done for, because he's not a centre back. He is at this moment in time. He may be a centre back in the future, but certainly not at this moment in time. He has to sit in that central defensive midfield role. If he does that, it helps your team out a hell of a lot. I would be going for Dorans and Doherty as the two in front. Obviously stick with Candias and Murphy. And up front, for me, it's got, as much as I like Cummins, it's got to be Morelos for me, mate. Because he can bully them. I wouldn't say Cummins is really a bullier or I know I don't see it, mate. You might disagree, but I don't really see Cummins as like a player that's going to bully centre halves. Whereas Morelos does it. No, Morelos has done it, mate, and because
I know that, but it's not about bullying. It's not about bullying centre halves.
I don't mean bullying as
they aren't good. They aren't good centre backs.
I know meaning bullying. I know, but what I'm saying is, mate, he's up there, he's in about their centre halves, and that allows other players to come into play because they're trying to concentrate too much on Morales. Mm-hmm. That's what I mean. I don't mean as in bully.
See, you think about that Hearts defence. See when Morelos plays against them, I mean, he didn't there. It was the wee lad Cummings. Now, when Morelos plays against they two, it's similar to watching how he plays against Celtic. He's in these physical fights with the guy Berra and the guy Suter, isn't it? But he ultimately doesn't get anywhere because he's too interested in playing a battle. Whereas the more intelligent Cummings, who has a better coaching, they harm to Morelos, he stayed away from all that. You never saw him at any time in battles with his two centre-halves, but you saw him scoring a goal.
Well, a perfect example of that, Alan, of what you've just said there, mate, I agree with you, is when Cummings scored his goal, Berra ran past him and hauled him to the ground, and instead of having a go at him, Cummings just gets straight back up on his feet, headed into the box, saw where the space was, and Candace, lovely wee pass him, balls in the back of the net. You know, if that would have been Morelos would have been whining away at the referee, be fighting and arguing.
Fight.
You know, so...
Right, the guy Cummings saw where they ran, and he thought, well, the ball's no going there, I'm going here. And he went where he thought the ball went. And that's where the ball went. He scored his goal. And it was a nice finish as well. It's no always easy. It was a nice finish.
Would Morelos have scored it all?
I think Morelos would have scored that, yeah.
All right.
Would you go into the position to score it, though?
He gets in the box, all right. I mean, he gets in all sorts of positions, didn't he? You know, I mean, he's missed... I think the thing is, there's certain games where if you score goals, you can become a cult hero, and the Rangers sport will take you. If you don't, and you miss them...
Can I say just 5 minutes?
One at a time.
Sorry, on you go, Ibrox.
No, on you go, Rudy, mate, on you go, sorry.
No, I was just going to say, right, the last two games, right, against the Tims, we've lost them, right? The game before that, we drew with them at Parkhead. In each of the games, he's missed absolute sitters that could have won us the game. All right, maybe not last week. But he has missed absolute sitters. He can battle with the centre-backs all day long. But see if he doesn't take these sitters and put them into the back of the net, what is the point? We lost the last two games. The last one we took an absolute battering off them. It was totally embarrassing. You know, so he can fight with them all day long. I'm not interested in fighting with the centre-backs. I want to see him take his chances and put them in the back of the net. That's what I really want to see.
Well, think of me, Super Ali. Super Ali wasn't interested much. He could handle himself. I mean, don't get us wrong, he'd probably batter most of the centre-halves. Ali was that guy. He wasn't interested in playing the game that way. Ali just looked for where the space was. I'll score the goal. You mark whatever bit you want to, but I'm going there because I think the ball's going there. And that wee guy Cummings has got it. Morelos hasn't, sadly.
Yeah.
It's a natural finisher, but I think it's Jason Cummings. There was a couple of times he sprayed the ball about that a part of his game. He just lacks the physicality. Morelos' goal. I think we'll line up 4-5-1. I don't think Alves will be playing because I don't think he'll be fit if it's a hamstring. So that gives us the problem with McCrory, and I would like to see him at CDM, but I think he'll go at centre back only because of shortage of numbers in that position.
Aye.
And I think surprisingly we'll start 4-5-1, and Docherty will come in, Holt and Dorrans, and that'll be up with energy, and I'm with Fox. I think Morelos will start. I don't know if it's what I would do. I need to really think about it, but I think Morelos might start the game. Ibrox Loyal.
I was just going to say, right, Morelos might be the more bustier player and be able to get in about central defenders' faces and everything else and hold balls up and play everybody in and about him, right? But he gets picked on, I don't know if the word's picked on, but he's getting a hell of a bad time on social media recently, his Morelos, because he's not...
Guess why?
No, but listen to what I'm saying. Because he's not scored against Celtic, right? But you tell me, and this is going to be a quiz question for the future as well, who was the last Rangers striker to score against Celtic?
It wasn't McCoy, wasn't it?
No, I'm asking the question, but he's getting picked on because he's not scored against Celtic.
He's a wee fighter.
I don't
take that away from him. And see some of the young boys that go to football and they're still to learn as to how to follow football. And that's not decrying them, that's just how it is when you're young. You like to see the guy that's out there battling qualities and get told in, man, and see if he noise you up, you noise him right back. But see if you're not scoring goals and that's what you're there to do, you're just a dud.
But that's the thing, mate. I can't remember a last Rangers strike that they scored against.
Social media, he's not doing it. You've got to play the wee guy, he's got the brains, there's no interested in fighting. He wants to find his space and score the goals, and that man's
he's definitely a better finisher. He's a more
natural there's no doubt about that, because Cummins is a poacher, whereas he's not got the physicality he bullies centre-halves, and it is a thing that we're going to have to use to our advantage come Sunday.
Is there a prize for that quiz question? Because I just
Right, on you go, Ox.
It was Kenny Miller, mate.
Right, Kenny Miller, who is unfortunately going to be waived for the rest of this season. He's
you asked the question, I gave you the answer, so what prize am I getting?
A prize? Well, you can make it a king-size Mars.
See if I give you the date, it was the 17th of April 2016. Did I get anywhere?
No, but you'll get a king-size Mars bar, mate, instead of a normal-size Mars bar. There you go.
Well, Farley scored a goal against them since.
Well. Apart from obviously winning this.
I'm taking that one back. I'm wrong, mate. It was Joey Gardner at Parkhead.
Well, there you go. Well, that was right. There you go, mate.
Do you think this is the problem that's been caused by Miller and Wallace, mate? Whether who's right and who's wrong that we're short of players coming into this game. I still don't understand why all that had to take place, mate, with 5 games to go. And it could all have been sorted in the summer. They probably knew Murty wasn't getting the job anyway. And here we come up to a game, mate, where we could definitely have done with Wallace. Maybe even
Kenny.
And maybe even Kenny, mate. And they're not there because they thought they knew better than everybody else. And it's ended up with a bit of a sticky wicket here. The only other one we've got an option with is Jordan Rossiter to bring into the midfield too.
He's been playing more and more.
He's been getting his 70 minutes in, mate, but it'd be a gamble to play him in a game like that. What we need is legs against Celtic. We need to mark and tackle like we done at the game at Parkhead and shut them down all the time. Whether he's got the legs to do that, I don't know, but Lee Wallace would also, maybe, if we wanted to risk it, mate, give us an option at centre-half. I know he can't hit the ball and I know he can't tackle, right? But the thing he has got is pace, mate. Dembele could match with for pace and if he wanted
he can't tackle, folks. It'd be too stupid.
But I'm saying take a gamble with him. We could have took a gamble with him, that's all I'm saying. And this is going to cost us in this game, unfortunately for us. I always think that Rangers will beat them, mate, but I think its shortage of players is really going to put us under a lot of trouble here making into this game.
I've said we're probably going to have the guy McCrory playing centre-half. Whether folk like that or not, I don't know, but I like it. I think he's a tremendous centre-half. And we saw it when he was mega fit after your own Partick Thistle game. I'm no great with dates. I'm thinking we played Celtic next, but I'm not dead sure. And he played well in both games. But that last game against Celtic, if we had players fit enough that could take his position, I would certainly have put him in on his next debut, if you like, as a central defensive mid, simply because he's better than what we've got. But playing him at centre back, he was shown up a bit because he's no fit.
See that central
defensive, not a chance.
See that CDM position, Alan. See for me, see that boy Ross. I see if we could just keep him fit. I think he'd be perfect in there. Do you know that? He covers the ground quickly. He doesn't mind a tackle. He's got a bit of intelligence about him. See if we could just keep that boy fit. We were talking last week about a ball winner in the midfield.
That's
you know what? That's what that boy is. That boy's a ball winner. I saw him get into some great tackles, that boy. So
and same with Jack as well.
I forgot about him, folks.
Jack as well.
Would you have...
Ryan Jack's one of the best.
One at a time.
Sorry. Would you have Holt and Rossiter in the 4-2 as the two defensive mid? The one thing they've got is...
Because that was some size of wall, wasn't it?
No, well, we've not got a lot of options open to us, mate. That's the difference, you know.
Yeah.
Well, it means
We've got to take a gamble somewhere and throw up something unexpected to me.
I never thought of him. Good pick. What do you think, Bridge?
I was thinking on what Fox said there as well.
Well, let Bridge come in.
Rossiter.
Let Bridge come in.
All right, sorry.
Bridge is
No,
dying.
look, you're going to have a defensive midfielder. Look, the boy Cardoza is not a great centre half, and to put him up against Dembele again would be taking a big chance. We may have to do it, but it's taking a big chance because Dembele roasted him at Ibrox for the time he came on when they took David Bates off. I think the boy tried to outplay Dembele and he lost it. He lost it in pace, lost it in guile. So I don't know whether he would take a chance on that. If you don't take a chance on that, then you're going to have to play, as Alan said, you're going to have to play McCrory. And if you play McCrory, then you've not got a defensive mid. So yeah, what bodies have we got that are defensive midfielders? Are you going to play Holt and leave him in the sort of central defensive midfield? Or are you going to play McCrory? Do you bring in all the defensive midfielders you've got and play them? Are you going to play Halliday? These are the things we've got to make our mind up about. I would not say no to McCrory, to Rossiter. Obviously, he's not fit. And he's not going to be, I don't think, anywhere near capable of being fit, but he might be all right for a subby, you know. But no, I wouldn't take a chance to starting him. But a good chance anyway, good shout.
All right, on you go,
I always I always feel the fear when we're up against to come and play them, but with Fox mentioning that the wee fella Holt could come in as one of the defensive midfielders, you've got to think to yourself, we know he's dead lightweight, right? But he's got a low centre of gravity, and that Roderick hasn't, because he's about 6 foot, at least he looks 6 foot. And he's not that quick at moving the ball, because we've seen his goal against us, and much as for him, it was a good goal. For McCrory, it was defensively, James, I don't even know what this, I'll say absurd. It was tremendously bad. I don't know where he thought he was going to move the ball to, but to fall for such a simple move that was so slowly executed.
You're talking about the first goal?
Aye, and he couldn't change his feet, and you think, come on. Well, if you're playing that central defensive midfield role, you've got to be able to do that all the time. And as much as I say I don't want him in there, because I still think he's a centre back, it wouldn't have mattered, I think, where we played him against them the other week. Because he wasn't there's not a chance that boy was match fit, not a chance. And he'd maybe get a wee bit of showing up in the other position if they want him in as well. And I think it's a wee bit of a shame. If he plays centre back when he's fit, and we saw him playing against Dembele when he's fit, he done bloody well good. Alright, he lost a goal on time, being on the wrong side of the guy. But that last game there, he was the wrong side of the guy every single minute of the game, whenever he's up against them. Every single time.
No, we're having the discussions, and one of the guys I do find frustrating, and I've no took to him since he came, is Russell Martin, mate. And I think if you were playing centre back, Ibrox loyal, Russell's going to give you problems playing next to him because he lacks pace, he's not the greatest in the air. He gets caught on the wrong side, as we've seen with the penalties and the goals he's gave away. And if we're being honest, he's been a bad signing, Ibrox.
Oh, it has been a bad signing, mate. There's no getting away for that. And I take that all the way back up to, as just mentioned there, about giving away penalties. For the one he gave away up at Ross County, the stupid goal he gave away, well, he helped give away against Ayr United in the Cup. And then the following week when we played Hamilton, he does the exact same. I'm not sure if it was a penalty Hamilton got in that game, or it was just the sheer lack. He's pace, he's no go, he's no good in the air, he's no good on the ground when Bob's come to it, so he's not really got anything. And I find it hard me saying that against a Rangers player, but I think it's been a complete dud signing, and it's been one of the only ones that have come in January that I would say it's been a dud signing, but it does not fill me with any confidence whatsoever. But I kind of have to disagree with Al, what he says about playing McCrory CDM. He should be in there, mate. That is his ideal position. The thing that fills me with dread is if McCrory's playing in at centre back, that's what it gives me the fear as well, because he's not ready for that position yet. As I've said, and Fox has said it a number of times on this show as well, he may be a centre-back in the future, but this moment in time, his best position is central defensive midfield, because he's got the best of all worlds, mate. He's got a great short pass, a great long pass, he can tackle well in the midfield, and he can spot the danger in the midfield, where he can't seem to spot it, and it's centre-back for me, and that is why I think he must play central defensive midfield come Sunday.
All right, Ulster, sorry.
Everybody's making good points. Like, I agree probably with Ibrox. I think he's better centre defence mid. I know this might be controversial, but I think if they get him in there, if we have to, I'd be throwing Cardozo at centre back. As I know that sounds like a bit of a disaster, but let's face it, has he been any worse than Martin? I don't think so. I think they're probably on par with each other. But I would be throwing him in there because he's the only option we have. We'll let Wilson go, which is probably a silly decision to make a couple of $100,000 at the time. Probably should have kept on to him, to be honest, while he was contracted. But we're now lacking there, so I'd probably be throwing Cardozo in if that meant that we'll let McCrory play centre defence mid.
Bridgman, and then Fox.
Yeah, what the boys have said just there and now is absolutely right. You've got the straight choice in our club at the moment. Natural centre-halves or centre-halves. You've got Cardozo and you've got Russell Martin, and that's it. Anything else is a make-up. And what you found out with young McCrory, where he came in at centre-half, he did quite well. And he was only a young boy, still only a young boy. But we found when we moved him up into the central defensive area, he played really well. So you might be punishing yourself if you don't play Cardozo. So it's a double on deep blue sea, isn't it? My own personal opinion is you would have to play McCrory at centre half and take your chance, because you have got quite a lot of midfielders as opposed to you don't have very many centre halves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just to be out. And Cardozo would be a good substitute if something happened.
So how many?
So only thing I could say, you know.
Since we played against them in our first league game in the top flight last year, when Kiernan and Senderos started for us.
Incredible, wasn't it?
How many players have we played at centre half? Let's see. Kiernan, Senderos, Wilson, Alves, Bates, McCrory, Russell Martin, Cardozo.
Played two Wilsons, mate, because we've played Aidan Wilson as well there.
Aidan Wilson too.
You just mentioned somebody who we've no mentioned, and that's Bates, mate. Bates may be fit, and whether he's gone to Germany or no, if that's boy's fit, mate, he could solve a lot of problems for us.
100%. You're right. I'm making the assumption that he's no fit.
The other thing about young McCrory, how I said he would be better, well, this is only my opinion, he's better at central defensive midfield. He's young, he's brash, he's no scared to tackle, he's into the back of people, but unfortunately, if you do that as a centre-half, you're liable to give away penalties. If he does it in the middle of the park, it's a foul, mate, and we can reorganise. But if he makes a mistake like he did with Dembele in the last game, mate, it's a penalty. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
And once he gets experience over the years, and
do you know what I think his trouble is, Fox?
He'll improve, you know.
Do you know what I think his trouble is with the Dembele one? See, when that same incident happens against the young boys that he's played with, his natural pace would have got him out of that. Because he's up against somebody who's physically stronger and just as fast, he's got to learn that your pace will not always get you out of things. And that's what I think. That's how that came about on Sunday.
But the thing is, mate, he was still instead of letting go his jumper, mate, as he entered the box like a good experienced player would do, he still had time, mate, to get, he might not get a tip, but he could have stopped Dembele getting the shot in if he hadn't have fouled him going into the box, mate. He was rash in his decision making. And for a young boy, that's the mistake you make. As I say, you'll get away with that in the middle of the park, but you'll not get away with that inside the box, you know.
When the two of them came together just outside the box, on entering into the 18-yard box, McCrory actually kicked the ball. I'm just guessing. I've said this the other week.
I thought he went down
he's not kicked
easily.
it hard enough.
Tambelli went down
panicked.
easily, mate.
He's thought, you're going to get that. So he put one horn on his jersey and one horn on his shorts. And you can't do that in football. The ref's watching, the linesman's watching. You're going to give away a penalty every day of the week. And if that guy's onto the ball, you're getting sent off. What's kind of, I think, a wee bit in this offside, because the guy did go down dead easy, but you can't do that. And
it's
naivety,
naivety.
Game time's going to show him that. And
anyway, gentlemen, we've reached that time.
Can I do it?
Make it very, very briefly. Hurry up, mate.
McCrory's going to be the next centre-back that we've got, who we last saw in Craig Moore, the Aussie guy.
All right, mate. I can see a lot of similarities, both quick. Anyway, can I thank everybody for joining the panel this evening? All 63, one and only Royal Bridgeman, Rudy Bear, Big Ulster, and the one and only Fox. Bridgeman, last word?
What can I say? Can I just say that it's been a smashing night again tonight. Really good discussions. I'm really looking forward to the game come Sunday.
Last words are
to all the Rangers fans all over the world, and particularly Rangers fans on here on Rangers Radio. Every single one of us. Battle fever's on. Let's start. Keep it going for the Rangers. Just keep it going.
This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow night between 9 and 11 talking about all things Rangers. Take it away, Fox.